Ibrahim Suffian. He's the director of the Merdeka Center Research. Sir, thank you for your time. So this guilty verdict against the former Prime Minister is a major moment in the 1MDB saga. From your perspective, how do ordinary Malaysians see this in terms of accountability and justice?
Well, this case, I think, brings to closure to the 1MDB saga. And this is a corruption case that has made ripples in the domestic political scene and has had a major effect in the prospects of Najib Razak's political party. It had lost an election in 2022 and 2018, and he has not yet recovered. And I think for many Malaysians, this brings the episode of the long-standing trial to an end and confirms what many people already believe, that he is indeed guilty of the wrongdoing, misappropriation and irregularities relating to the State Investment Fund, 1MDB. However, we do know that there is the court process, and I think Malaysians, to a certain extent, are heartened by the independence of the courts in dispensing justice in this case.
There are reports of sharp political polarization around Najib and his party. Do you see this conviction influencing voter sentiment heading into the next election?
I think for the most part, Malaysians are by and large already polarized by the country's domestic politics. Supporters of the current Prime Minister's political party do want to see a quick end to this case, and they have already, judged the former Prime Minister guilty. However, the Prime Minister's party is part of the current ruling coalition, and the leaders of that party, UMNO, does have to make a show of supporting their former boss. And there are some minor friction that has occurred between the political leadership of the current coalition, because one part of them is rejoicing over the verdict and another part has to express sorrow and also disappointment with respect to the fate of their former party president. So there are some tensions there, but by and large, I think it will lend towards greater stability in the Malaysian politics in the near term.
As you mentioned earlier, suggested earlier, some Malaysians argue this is a win for the rule of law, while others see it as politically charged. Are you picking up any nuances in the data that might not be obvious from news headlines?
Certainly. I mean, Mr. Najib and his political party still commands a sizable portion of support from within the ethnic Malay Muslim population of the country. And by that account, perhaps, about 25 to 35% of the electorate in the country. So for that segment of the population, they do believe that he may have been wrong, that these charges and verdict may be politically motivated. And this is something that the judicial process, as well as the political leadership of the country, needs to educate and inform the public that it has taken place with full transparency, that Mr. Najib has full access of the law in order to appeal this judgment and subsequently proceed with the next stages of the court process. So it will still be several years before we see the final conclusion to this episode. But I think now, it concretizes a lot of the suspicion that people have held. And I think one final point is that this also brings to a close the many charges that Mr. Najib has been put under from the 1MDB saga.
Right. Mr. Ibrahim Suffian, really appreciate you speaking with us here on TR2. Thank you.